Did you know that humans can get shark teeth? Watch this video for more information. Hey y'all, my name is Amy Morgan. I am the marketing coordinator here for Pediatric Dental Associates and Orthodontics. And in this video, we are going to be answering our number one most asked question. So here at Pediatric Dental Associates and Orthodontics, we get a lot of phone calls. We get phone calls about your statements or appointments or issues that are going on. And the number one question that we get in regards to issues with children's teeth is questions about the permanent tooth coming in behind the baby tooth. Now, we call this in our office tooth behind tooth, or TBT, but it's also known as shark teeth. And so all this means is that their baby tooth is not loose enough to be moved out of the way, but the permanent tooth is insisting on coming in. Usually this happens only on the lower teeth, and it's going to happen on these front teeth right here, because these are going to be the first teeth that most children lose, unless there was an accident, of course. But most children lose their bottom four teeth first. And what happens is maybe they're 5 years old and they're ready for those baby teeth to come out. And maybe one of them's been loose and something's already come out, something's wiggling. But then in another area around those four teeth, their permanent teeth really just want to come in because they're ready to go, but they don't have the room because the baby tooth is still in there. So these particular permanent teeth find their way in by popping in behind the baby teeth. Now, this is completely normal, and it should not affect their bite or anything that has to do with maybe cause orthodontics or something like that. With the exception that sometimes this is happening because of crowding. Now, on the crowding situation, you may end up with orthodontics later on, but that's not always guaranteed. The tooth behind tooth situation is completely normal. Now, what you would want to do is encourage your child to wiggle the baby tooth that tooth is sitting behind. You want them to start trying to work that tooth out of there so that there is not a huge delay in the permanent tooth trying to get into position. If you notice this, then you can definitely call us. We'll talk to you about it, but most of the time what we're going to tell you is to wait about 2 to 3 weeks, encourage them to wiggle on that baby tooth, and if after 2 to 3 weeks that tooth is still not coming out, to give us a call, and then that might require an in-office appointment for us to be able to remove the baby tooth so the permanent tooth can come into position. If it does end up being an in-office appointment, what we will do is we will have to most likely numb the area. Most of the time that numbing can be done with just our jelly, but sometimes we do have to have an injection to be able to block that area for the extraction. These extractions are super duper quick. They are super non-invasive, and it will be over before the child even knows what has happened. We will then be able to give you the tooth, and then they can take it home for the tooth fairy. Depending on the child, after a certain amount of time, that permanent tooth will naturally get into position. There are many issues that can come up with your child's teeth throughout their growth. Tooth behind tooth is just one of them. So please make sure that if you have any questions or concerns, you give us a call. Or you can also, if you have any interesting questions that you don't need an immediate answer on, you can also just comment below this video and we'll be happy to get back to you as quickly as possible. And also, I am always available by email at amy@smilesarewild.com.